A very warm good evening to all of you. Hope you're having a great week. My name is Karthik Menon, and I welcome you all to the 200th session of CENTalks, CENTA's webinar series for teachers. Some of you, particularly those who have been regular attendees of these series since 2020, might recognize me. I can certainly recognize a few familiar names in the chat. So great to meet all of you fantastic teachers once again. Today is actually quite a special day for us here at Center because what started off as a one off session back in April 2020 has completed 200 chapters today. And I should say it's still going strong. Over the last 3 years, every single Thursday, we've brought to you expert led sessions to help you build your teaching competencies. And I must say that you've lapped them up with both hands. Thanks a lot for that. In fact, I was looking at our YouTube numbers yesterday, and I'm so excited to share that we've had over 1 million views on all our Centox sessions combined. So thank you so much for making Centox and Centa a part of your PD lives. We're really grateful for that. Um, I will take more time, so let's get to today's session. Over the course of the next 1 hour, we will see how educators can empower students to become responsible citizens. We will focus on raising students' awareness of their responsibilities as a part of the society and as citizens of our country, while also fostering the values of love and respect towards community and culture. The facilitator for today's session is someone whom some of you might recall from our previous sessions if you've been a part of this series before. She's Miss Shubhangi Arya. Good evening, ma'am. Uh, just a quick introduction. Ms. Shubhangi Arya is a German language teacher with experience in teacher training, skill education, and curriculum development. She is keen on saving the environment and believes that education plays a massive role in this. She's created training curriculum as per guidelines of UNESCO, and she's also a part of I understand the Asia Pacific Center of Education for International Understanding, which comes under the auspices of UNESCO, and she's created Sustainable Development Goal curriculum for teachers and students being a part of that. Thank you so much for facilitating yet another session for us, ma'am. Your previous sessions have been very well received, and I'm pretty sure that this will be no different. Before you start, just a couple of quick housekeeping announcements. One is, yes, like as was the case with the previous 199 sessions, in this session as well, all the attendees will get a record of participation. So towards the end of this session, my colleague Harsha, she's there in the background, she's going to share the link to the feedback form for the session. So in case you've attended the session fully, and you want to give your feedback and get a record of participation, all you need to do is just click on that link, fill up the feedback form, and tomorrow you'll get your record of participation. And yeah, that was just some housekeeping stuff out of the way. So over to you, ma'am. Looking forward to a great session.
Thank you so much, Mr. Karthik.
I think you're on mute,
Sorry.
ma'am. So yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Karthik. And a very warm welcome to all the participants, those who have joined today's webinar. As we all know that today is a very special day for all of us, as it's a 200 webinar. So let's start. I would like to start my webinar with you about how to encourage students to become a responsible student. Just give me few minutes. Let me share the screen. Okay. I hope you all can see the screen. Okay. Okay. So our today's session topic is empower students to become responsible citizen. Okay. So let me start with two questions with all of you, and I would like to know about your inputs. What do you understand by that? Okay. So my first question is, who are responsible citizens? So I would like to know from all the educators, what do you think? According to you, who are the responsible citizens? And I hope Miss Harsha can help me to know the answers.
Definitely, ma'am.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, ma'am. Neelam ma'am says the one who knows civic responsibility, teachers, every individual. These are the few answers, ma'am. Every one of us. Usha ma'am says responsible citizens are those who follow the rules and laws. The one who knows their duties, law abiding, who follow rules and perform duties equally. Those who perform their duty. Fatima ma'am says. Rohini ma'am says person participating in country's development. Sneha ma'am says rights and duties. Then Vanita ma'am says the one who follows rules, then follow all the fundamental rights. Few of the teachers they say who knows their responsibilities. We all are responsible, socially awakened person with social and emotional uh, rich in personality, aware of rules of nation and follow them, the one who performs the duty. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, all the participants, for sharing your thoughts about who are the responsible citizen. And I'm very happy, when I heard all of your responses that you are very much clear about it. Okay. So my next question is about, if I or maybe your organization give you a chance to build up responsible citizen or maybe a responsible classroom, yeah, how would you like your students to be, how to be a responsible student or a responsible citizen, what skills, what intakes you would like to develop in your students? I would like to know that also. If you are the responsible for building the responsible citizen, how would you like to go ahead? What are the key points you would like to you know develop in your students? Miss Harsha, I hope you can help.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Ma'am, if you could repeat the question again, ma'am, for the participants' interest.
Okay, sure, ma'am. Okay, I would like to know if I or maybe your organization, you get the responsibility to build up responsible citizen, each one of you. How would you like to go ahead with that? How would you like to, develop responsible skills in your students? So I would like to know some of your idea. What ideas do you have? What points you want to develop, or what on which points you would like to work with your students? So please share with us. I would also like to know about your thought process and ideas about it.
Yes, ma'am. Teachers are just like there are so many pouring in the this thing, ma'am. Answers or replies to your question.
Yeah.
Kushbu ma'am says takes care of public property. Shilpa ma'am says leadership quality. Manisha ma'am says by helping everyone and kind-hearted, students should have self-awareness. Then discipline, accommodative, understanding, disciplined, self-awareness, traffic rules. Those who know duties and rights, leadership. Arshia ma'am says the one who knows that to enjoy their duties, they should perform their duties well. Rights, yeah,
Hmm.
yes, ma'am. Then have empathy. Then Usha ma'am says responsible for the welfare of other students. Then Neelam ma'am says they are organized and punctual. Satinder Arora ma'am says the leadership qualities, empathy. Alpana ma'am says by assigning them role responsibility. Then Girish sir says awareness about the law, raise concerns in case of any violation. Then discipline, patriotism, and sincerity by Madhu ma'am. Ismeen ma'am says to be accountable for their thoughts and actions. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. So with these questions and your responses, I'm giving you chance when you will go back to your, because I believe that most of us have the summer break. So after the summer break, when you will again go back to your schools, I would like you to think about it. Maybe what points you have shared with us. After this webinar, you have more ideas, you have more things to add on in your students, and you need to take the pledge to create, to develop responsible citizenship skills among your students. Yeah, so we will learn it together. And I would also like to know your thoughts in the middle of the session, so we can learn together. Some you will learn from me, and I will also learn from your ideas. So we will all work together here. Okay, so what I feel is, how can we start with the responsibility? How can we develop responsible skills among students? I feel that a teacher can start with the classroom. Let's start. Let's not go to the national and country or state level. Let's start with the classroom. How can we do that? So my next topic is about start creating responsibility in classroom. What are the key points? How can we start? How can we start with the baby step? You may be having the student, those who are struggling with the issue of responsibility, even they are not able to be responsible for their own self, or maybe on their own self, sorry, on their own stuff, maybe notebooks, pencils, pens, or anything, right? And you want to develop these skills from individually on them. Yeah, because first, when we want to be responsible, we need to start from ourselves, from inside. Then only we can become responsible national. So let's start with that. So my first point will be, talk and discuss about taking responsibilities in the classroom. It's very important. They should know. See, what happen is, we always instruct them, do this, do that, but we need to tell them the meaning of responsibility. Why is it important? So take out some time, talk to your class, to your students, discuss with them what they think about responsibility. Are they responsible? What are the key points? Start with small things. Responsible for their own homework, for their own food. Are they taking care of at for their own self? How are they living? Just to their own individual self. Then point number 2, creating expectations for being responsible. After discussion, it's very important to give them expectations. Okay, I am your teacher. I want my students should be like this. I want my students should come punctually in the class. I want my students should be completing their work on time. They are submitting their notebooks on time. you know they are being nice to their fellow classmates. These are my expectations. So you need to share expectations with your classmates. It's very, very important. First, discussing with them meaning of responsibility, and take their own, take also their inputs, what they feel about it, right? And then show your expectation. So this is the point number 2. Then provide students proper structure of classroom rules. If you feel that some of the students are struggling with following the rules and regulations, start with small rules. Make a chart, make a list of classroom rules, and tell it to all the students that you need to be responsible. You need to follow all these rules, like coming on time, doing your homework, taking care of your stuff, being nice with your classmates, taking care of your classmates. Yeah, then make a classroom rules and share with your students, and show the expectation that they need to follow it. And assign classroom jobs. And along with that, you can also assign classroom job, and it should not be like whole year only one student is responsible. Keep changing according to their performance. Make it according to the performance base, so students will also have the encouragement to perform well, to show more responsibility for the classroom rules or your expectations, or maybe for their own individuality, right? Okay. Then make student respect each individual in the classroom. Very, very important. First, what I feel, students in the classroom, students are always uh, seeing the teacher. A teacher should be more respectful for their own for their colleagues, how they are talking to other students, how they are talking to their other colleagues, to other sub staff. So they are always observing you. So you also need to be a good example in front of them. How to be empathic, how to be kind, how to be nice, and respectful for your, for your colleagues, or maybe your sub staff, or with your surroundings. Then accept failures. If any one of us in the classroom fails to be responsible to follow the classroom rules, it's okay. It should be accepted. That's fine, right? If you have failed in some of the responsibility, that's okay. Try it again. Try it again and think how better you can do it. Yeah. Appreciate students for being responsible. Very important. As I said, giving them jobs, giving them classroom roles. So, if you see, is there any students who is struggling with responsible, attitude or skill, you need to, if you find any, even a small change, small positive change, you know, give them good feedbacks, appreciate them, encourage them that they are improving. Okay. Okay. Then our next. Okay. So, do you? I would like to know, before starting a new topic, I would like to know, any one of you are also starting with, or maybe you all are trying with classroom responsibility. Are you giving your students classroom responsibility, or any job or any work? Do you do? I would like to know how you take the initiative as a teacher. Harsha ma'am, can you please help?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. We'll give you a minute's time for them to reply on the
Yes.
this thing, ma'am. Yeah, most of the teachers are telling yes, they do give uh, responsibilities for their students.
Okay. Any other specific thing maybe you would like to add on, which maybe not in the list, or maybe you do something, something different in the classroom. So please do share with us.
Ma'am, if you could repeat the question once again, ma'am, in the
Okay.
interest of the
I would like,
teachers.
yes, yes, ma'am. I would like to know, maybe you are doing something different, maybe something different from the list. So I would like to know, are you doing something which you would like to share with us? Maybe we can also take back to our classroom. Any responsibility, or giving any classroom rules with your students? Harsha ma'am, are the teachers are writing?
Ma'am, remedial class, peer help to make all students comfortable, making peer buddies to respond. Then monitors decoration of boards, everyone some rule. Then Vandana ma'am is telling, thank the other student for helping if the student is absent. Then peer teaching, class library, peer groups for learning to maintain cleanliness of the school as well as the class. Then Roni ma'am says making class leaders weekly basis as well as and checking, I mean, collecting the homework books, then cupboard leaders, uniform checking, board decorating during special occasions, cleanliness monitor, buddy system, board leader. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
There are few more.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, good to know that teachers are already, distributing their work and responsibility to the students. Okay. So let's start with our next topic. Till now, we have learned how to create responsibility in the classroom. Now, let's come out from the classroom. How can we, start outside the class? Let's see what can be. Make student responsible outside the classroom. How can we do that? Assign them outside classroom task. Classroom task means, maybe is there something, you can send them to any zoo, just go and watch animals. If you want to build up empathy, responsibility for taking care of the animal, or maybe any animal shelter, send them to there and tell them to help, right? Or any kind of, maybe if you're teaching any history chapter, yeah, and you would like them to understand the value of the historical monuments, So please tell them, if nearby in your city you have any historical monument, tell them, go and check the how the historical monument is. How can we take care of that? What is the value of that? Why is that historical monument is so valuable to our country? Yeah. And encourage students to volunteer in them in social cause. Social cause could be anything, cleaning of the city, or any NGO work, any animal shelter, or maybe a family based social cause. Maybe they are going to their birthdays, distributing blankets, distributing food to the poor people. Maybe I would really like to encourage. I would really like you all. Please share this with your students. If they can go whenever they have their birthdays, tell them to go to any orphanage or maybe any old age home and share their happiness with the children, with the orphan children, or maybe the old age people in the old age home. So start telling them, to sharing their happiness with the people, those who are in need. you know Go and have a party with the orphan children, go and have a party with the elderly people in the old age home. So this is how they can start learning to taking care of other people as well. Now they have, first tell them how to take care and how to be responsible, and next point should be how to take care of the other people, maybe other children, maybe animals, maybe the old age people, maybe in their family, maybe they have grandparents in their home. How are they taking care of them? Parents, how are they taking care of their parents? How are they taking responsibility in the home? If they are alone and at home, parents have gone out for work, how are they taking care of themselves, or to themselves and for the house alone, if nobody is there, right? So these are the things you need to start telling them. And I'm trying to tell you the few things which could go, and could go with all the age group, with the smaller children as well. It is not for the children who are teenagers or teenagers. No, we need to start with very small age. I can also say, start it with the early years, as much as they know, because the earlier children can learn more faster than the teenage or teenagers. Yeah. So as soon as you will start, they will learn faster and more, and they will develop the responsibility in them. So okay, so let's go to our next topic. Few points to on building responsible citizen. What I feel, first of all, having a strong character, and how to build strong. If what we strong character is very very important to build up any responsible citizen. So I would like to know from all of you, what do you feel think about strong character, and how to build strong character among children. My first question is, what is strong character? Okay, let's answer for the first one. What is strong character? What do you think for our next generation? Because our children is our future, our nation's future. What do you think? What character they should have to build up a strong nation? Because first, if they are strong, the nation will be also strong. So what do you think, teachers, according to you, how you would like to see your student and your country in the future? Yeah, Miss Harsha, ma'am, please can you share the feedbacks of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
teachers?
Yeah, so making them independent thinker, be an example by yourself, one who is compassionate and self-responsible and motivated, sustainable development skills, honesty and integrity. Then another ma'am says with clear vision, then emotional balance, confidence, awareness about the cleanliness of society, honest and disciplined, a good role model for all. Bharani ma'am says honest, ethical, then
Okay.
caring and lovable, thinking positive about
Hmm.
country's history. Students and or children imitate us. So be honest about your dealing, a strong mindset by motivating to become independent. Then Gurmeet Kaur ma'am says strong character means integrity, responsibility, discipline, and empathy. Yes, ma'am. We have many more answers, ma'am.
Okay.
Many more, like, yeah, problem
Yes,
solver.
yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So along with that, teachers, please tell me also how to build strong character among children. Till now you told me that what are the strong, what thing strong character needs to be there. But this thing is, but the another question, how to do that? If you get a child, if you get your student to mold, how would you like to mold in a strong character? Because children are soft clays, they need to be molded. How would you like to be? Would you like to see your children to be molded in a strong character? Please share with me that also. Yeah, ma'am. Harsha, ma'am, please share.
Yes, ma'am. Still waiting for them to type in, ma'am. Being a role model, so believe in themselves, make children a good person, then motivate them, teaching humanity and responsibility, to give challenging tasks or roles, develop confidence, first positive thinking, give
Hmm.
them a group activity, believe in themselves by assigning some work, being positive with the children, human values. I mean, next, Ruchi ma'am says through discipline, moral values, strong culture, humanity, self confidence. Then Sylvia ma'am says we can build strong character through role modeling, because we cannot give what we want to have. Then values through stories, by making them confident, I mean positive thinking, ma'am. Then role plays, being a role
Okay.
model, give leadership qualities others, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Miss Harsha. Okay. Thank you so much, teachers, for sharing your thoughts. So now, in our next topic, we will learn how to build strong, strong characters among children. Let's see. What are the points which can be, Miss Harsha has also shared empathy, right? Compassion. They should have the, compassion could be for anything. As I'm always, very much into animal care. As I said, for the orphanage, going to the orphanage, taking care of the elderly people, going to any old age home, going to the any animal shelter. uh, it's very important to build a compassion for them, to others. We all want good for us, right? We all are very much compassionate for ourselves, but we need to teach the students to be compassionate for others also. Understand what the suffering, others suffering, right? Especially I always suggest, start with the animals, because animals can never speak their sorrows, their problems. So children should always understand. They should always helping to the animals, understand their pains. They are hungry, they are thirsty, they should know it. They are always keen to help, those who are not able to speak also. So this is what I feel about, building compassion among the children. Then next is self discipline. It's very important. As as we all know, this today we are in the digital era. And in digital era, children are, always busy with their tabs, mobiles, right? Playing video games. I even I don't know many of the games, but children are always playing different games, and they're watching movies and so many things. We need to make them self discipline. At what time they have to wake up, what time they have a particular plan, their time plan. It's a very old thing, making a time plan or day plan. But if you want to build up a self discipline, I believe that this is one of the very basic thing we can start. And they should be also self discipline for their studies, for maybe at what time they sleep, how much they have to, they have to watch tab, how much they have to be in giving their footprints, digital footprints, right? So we need to develop the self discipline also. Good judgment, it's very very important. I really feel, because I as a teacher I also see that, judgment need to be developed in the students, because they should know with whom they have to speak. because sometimes what happened, because of society norms of being, nowadays just students also have being cool, being smart, and so many things, so many different stereotypes they have built up in the young age. So they need to understand what kind of friends they need to be. Are their friends good? Are they deserve? What kind of learning they are learning, they are getting from their friends? Good friends, those are not, I mean, to with whom they have to stay away. The good judgment should be there. What they need to eat, what they should not eat, what is healthy, what is unhealthy, what is, even, good judgment of touch also, good touch, bad touch, for the younger children, right? So they should also have the good judgment. So this is what, we can start with all, that is what I said. Now this should be start with all age group, early years, teenage and teenager, with all the age group. What the things you see, deficiency you see, I mean, they're lacking behind, you work into that. Then respect to others, they should also know respecting. And in our previous years, like if you go back 20, 30 years, people have so much respect for their elders. They have so much respect for each and everything. Now, because things time are changing, everything is changing, people are becoming more practical. But we need to tell them, you need to be respectable for your classmates, uh, for your teachers, for your parents, for everyone. Okay, then next is sense of responsibility. Again, as I said, we are discussing about building responsibility. They should also have, for example, if they are seeing any tap open, it's a very, common things which in India people generally ignore. If light is on, you know, they should know, okay, light is on, electricity is wasting. I need to switch off the light. If the water tap is open and water is just running, wasting, they need to close the tap. These are the small, small things which we need to build sense of responsibility. If they are going to, any place outside, they should not throw the garbage. They should, these are the small, basic responsibility, basic sense to build up in them. And how can we do that? What I feel is, we can have a small play, or we can have a small drill in the classroom, or maybe in the school. So this is how we can also do. And next is concern about the community. As I said, taking care of the others also, those who are not able to speak also, for them also. Concern about the community, along with, animal care, uh, other children, orphan children, or maybe elderly people. I would also like to add on, we generally, leave few, those are the children with differently able children, taking care of them also. If you have any dyslexic child, or any differently able child, they should be also responsible. Teach them that they are also part of our community, they are also one of us, they are not different. They are little different, but with something, special ability. They have something different ability which we need to, appreciate. And they are also part of our society. And maybe any child who belongs to any kind of social background, or maybe gender based background, yeah, we need to make them aware that we all are together, we all are one, nobody is different. So concern about the community and self-respect, very important. Because they should also respect themselves. They should also understand taking. What I feel about self-respecting is, when we start taking uh, our own decisions. I know I'm good in it. I'm not telling self-respect is not arrogance. They should know the difference. Self-respect is not arrogance. It's not an arrogance. It is taking initiative for yourself, right? So they should not be arrogant. They should not be abusive. They should not be loud to show their self-respect. They can be polite, but they need to know how to convey themselves in front of others, how to respect their own self, about their own emotions, about their own thoughts. Yeah. Okay, so let's come to our next topic. What is the role of citizen on nation building? Again, after point to point, we need to start teaching our children also what, how they think, I have seen in many of the schools they have some essay competition of how do you see India in 2050, how do you want to see a future India. We should also discuss with them what what kind of citizen they want to be, how they want to build up their own nation. Because again, we have to tell them, you are the future of the country. How much developed you are, you will also develop your country. So let's see, how can we do that? Okay, role of every citizen on nation building. We need to know some, basic rules or civic sense. Yeah, what are the duties of every citizen in our country? We should be aware. We should start discussing all these things. It is not only about SST class. This is the duty of a SST teacher. She will teach. Even other subjects can be also aligned with that, right? Okay, so focus on education. We need to tell, because education is very very important. It is not only about taking degree, taking degree and just taking a job. No, education is they should understand why education is important. We are not forcing them, pado, study. No, we need to tell them it is valuable. Education is precious. It will build you. It will open so many doors for you. They should know that. They should understand the value of education. So teach them, focus on education, especially value. It is valuable. Education is valuable. Now, contributing in preserving the climate, very important. Again, I said, they should be also aware what is happening, as we are listening so many news, so much climate changes are coming, so many, earthquakes, extreme rainfall is happening. Why is it happening? How they can support that? What changes do we require? So climate change and how they can contribute into that. Tell them how they can do. Ask them, encourage them to take some actions for that. If they feel okay, today I would like to plant a tree. Maybe I would like to have my own uh, home garden, a balcony garden. Tell them, do something, do every day something, or maybe once in a month do something, and share with your classmates how you have contributed to preserve the climate. It's a very very important point, which I would like that every teacher should discuss. It is not only for the science teachers, it is for everyone. Start discussing. Even the language teachers can also give the essay topics, paragraph writing. You can add on, keep letting them brainstorm. And not only brainstorm, encourage them to take actions also. Now next is abiding by the law and order. Every country has their own citizen, responsible for the duties for the citizens. They should know that. Start discussing with them one by one. Maybe once in a week you discuss one thing, or maybe SST teachers, you can discuss one duty, responsible citizen duty, and ask them, what is there is what I feel is we need to have a little change. Because every time we have a theoretical knowledge, we just tell them this is how this is work, this is the way, this is the rule, this is the point. But we need to encourage to take in the action. As much as they will take it in the action, they will start doing it. And when they will start doing it, it will be their habit. So we have to generate all these things in their habit. Not only by theoretical, in the habit. It should be like how we breathe, how we drink water, how we eat. It should be like that. So these are few points, these are some of the points which I would like to share. And next is, be a good role model for others. Tell them how how they want to be seen in front of the society, how their friends, how their relatives, or maybe the people around them, how they want them to be noted down, how they want to be them represented in front of others. Make them make teach them to make their own identity, to be role model for their junior children. How they can do that? Then taking the nation forward. Nation, I always says, nation is always, our country is always first. Everything is aside, everything, but you know Our country should be always our first priority. Its goodwill, its safety, it should be always what it should be the first thing. And children should have the patriotism in their in themselves. They should love their country, understand and contribute in fundamental duties. Again, I said, understanding and contribute. What we do in the classroom, we only make them understand. Okay, these are the duty. Learn it, and I will give you in the exam, and you will write down. Only this much is happening, but they need to contribute. Tell them to take action. What you have done, ask them. Give them projects. Like, these are the duties. How are you implementing? And give them project and tell them, if you will do that, how much you are doing, how you are contributing in these things. According that, you will get the marks. Give them some appreciation, maybe the marks or maybe project and all. They need to take all the things in the action, in their habit. As I said, like drinking, eating, it should be in the habit. Okay. Then next is, okay, respecting diversity and unity. Diversity, as we all know, India is a diverse country. Yeah, we have so many religions, so many differences. India is a very big, beautiful country with so many different people. We need to teach them that, respect them. These are cultures, these all languages, different states, different caste, different tribes. Everything is so unique. This is the uniqueness of our country. This is the beauty of our country. And along with that, we have to build up the unity. We have to be united. If someone is living in Mumbai and you get to know another person from Northeast, for example, Nagaland, that Naga person is also our citizen. He is also part of our country. So we need to generate the unity. Mumbai person and Nagaland person, we all are same. We all are one country. We are all a one country person, right? Okay. Then last is paying taxes on the time. They should know, why taxes are important. Generally we have, what is the use of taxes? Why I should pay the tax? They should know how much important it is for any country's development. They should know and ask them, if when they will become employed, right? How will they will be also pay the taxes? Do they also contribute in their country's development? So this is also one of the very important thing which students should know about that. Okay, so these are some of the rules which maybe you can share with your students. And along with that, we have, like, again, my last topic is about community based learning. It's also very important. What I would like to share is, community based learning should be knowing about our culture, knowing about the people surrounding us. It should not be only bookish language. And community based learning should be always going out in between the community, in between the society, and learning. you know so how can we do that? Practical knowledge, getting to know about your surrounding, getting to know about your country's culture, people, different. There are so many uh, you know uh, jobs which people are doing. This is not only about sitting in office and AC room and doing the work on laptop. It is not like that. There is so much, right? So our first topic is making children aware about people and the community. Making aware, first they should know, uh, according to their language, according to their community. They should go how, in their city or maybe nearby place, how people are living, what kind of languages they use, maybe what kind of food they eat. Then slowly, when they will learn about their own state, about their own zone, you can collaborate with other schools from different states and let them know each other, right? Like, for example, if any Andhra Pradesh school has collaborated from one Gujarat, from a school who is in Gujarat, learn, make them know from the virtual classes how the people are living in Gujarat, how is the Gujarati language, what are the food Gujarati people eat. and how the Andhra Pradesh people, what languages they use, maybe what kind of culture they have, what kind of food they use. They should know, right? If they are not able to go, then virtual classes can be a good option for that. Make them learn and experience practical knowledge about society. This is, as I said, let them go, plan a trip, let them go and learn about how, about a different jobs also, maybe on the streets, how people are, uh, doing their jobs. They should learn how people are doing, how much efforts they are doing, how much work and how much energy they are putting to, to have a good family life, right? So they should know about each one of them. It is not only about being a good officer, being a doctor, being engineer. They should know each and every one of them, even the poor also. How are they living? How many difficulties they face, how they come and do their job, how they find the job, right? So they should know everything. They should know each and every point of the society. Or ask them if they find anything which make them which make them feel sad or struggled. Ask them, how, if you will become elder, right, how would you like to change this? If you don't like this, how would you like to change this? They should know the reality. It should not be always on, we always focus on being engineer, doctor, but what about other jobs? About the other people? They should also know about them. Okay, then make them learn about regional arts, dance, music forms. Very important. Children don't know about the art. What are the art forms? Ask them. They don't know art forms. They should also know in their own state what kind of art forms they have. In India, every state has their own speciality. They should know dance form. Every state has their own dance form, their own music, on their own handloom textiles. Children are not aware. Why are they not aware? They should be aware about it. They should know how much our country is rich, how much beautiful things are there, how many great things are there to learn, how the handloom works, how the weaver, you know, weave the cloth and make it such a beautiful handloom clothing, handloom textile, how the wooden toys works. I mean, so much is there, right? Let them know about culture and ancient knowledge. They should also know about Indian culture, right? Schools should always teach them how to become a Indian. When they will develop their skills, they will become anything. They can go to any foreign country. They can they can get a good earning job and everything they can do. But if they don't become a responsible citizen, if they don't know about their culture, they don't love their country, they don't love their society, they cannot be a good anywhere. If you send them any good country, they are always struggling with something. So make them understand about our own culture, about our ancient knowledge. India has such a, we are so much privileged. We have so many great things to learn from our ancient time. Start discussing with the students. Start discussing how things are, uh, choose any topic, maybe the sustainability, maybe the culture, maybe the different yugs we have, how it has been described, right? Discuss with them in a general manner and let them aware about it, or give them a research work also. If you want to be more, if you want them to work more about it, tell them to research about it and learn more, about that specific zone. Maybe any yug you want to explain, okay, learn about this yug, how the people are living in this yug, what are the ethics they have in that yug, right? Maybe take what kind of religious aspects they have, how they used to live, what are the culture is that in that time. Make them aware about the country first. Make them learn to love their country. It should not be learned, it should be inherited. It should be, loving the country should be natural. But we need to keep encouraging them for being responsible, being nation first person, and a loving person, a loving national, right? Okay. So, okay, teachers. So I would like to know, thank you so much for being a part of this workshop, right, for this webinar, and share your, I would like to know, share your best takeaways, or if you have any questions, you can ask me also. So Miss Harsha can help us to know.
Definitely, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
We need to give them a minute or two, ma'am, for the to like type in the questions.
Yes,
Ma'am, there are a lot of appreciation for your session, ma'am. They are thanking you. It was an
thank you
excellent,
so much.
wonderful, great input, informative session. Yes, ma'am. I think we need to give another like
Yeah,
1 or 2 minutes
thank you so
for them
much.
to write the right. I mean, type in the questions.
Yes, yes, please share your takeaways. What would you like to take back to your classroom, or maybe any feedback, or maybe you have any question? Please ask. You can type.
Ma'am, Sheila ma'am is asking, how do we cope with clash of ideologies?
Yes, yes, it's a very common thing, especially in the teenagers. You know, what I feel is, in my slide I have shown acceptance, right? We can think differently, right, but we need to accept each other. This is called diversity. It could be also diversity in our ideology, in our ideas, right, in our thought process. So first, if something clash is happening in your classroom, please teach them to accept each other. As I said, we all are from different states, and every state has their own speciality. Our country is a special country, I can say. Every state has a beauty in their own selves. So we should teach them. We all are different, but we all are special. And it is okay to be different. It's okay to have different ideas, different thought process. That's okay. Because if I say people in Jammu Kashmir have different way of living, they have different way of putting things, and in Tamil Nadu people have something different, right? But still we are same, and it's okay. This is how we accept each other, right? So it's okay, because if I come to unity and accepting the differentiation, I think that India is one of the best example anyone can give. This I can say. This is what I also feel. Whenever I know about my country, I always feel mesmerized, always feel excited to know more, and always it's less. How much I learn, it's always less. So India is one of a best example. Our country is a best example to give to acceptance. We have lots of acceptance for everyone. This is what I can say, ma'am.
Thank you for the reply, ma'am. Pushkal Kumar sir is asking, how can he include this in mathematics class?
Okay, sir, I am not very good in mathematics. I should tell you that. But maybe you can start with some discussion. Maybe you have any problem solving, right? As I said, taking the state, maybe taking some any issue which is happening, how to solve that. If you're teaching problem solving in your classroom in maths, if I hope I'm right, uh, why not to teach them with any state level or country level issue which is happening? How would you like to solve that? If something is happening, maybe any kind of thing, how will you solve that? Ask students, ask their answer, and then come back to your question and answer how would you like to solve that. Maybe this is how you can you know include these things in your subject. I
Thank
hope
you
it
for the
will help
reply,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am,
Yeah.
definitely, ma'am. Another teacher is asking, like, please, can you share some strategies to develop self-respect among our students?
Yes. First, I can tell that you need to analyze your students. Where are they lacking? Because nowadays, because I'm also a teacher, I'm seeing young people, young generation, they are so much distracted. They don't know themselves. They are so much busy in the digital world, right? And they don't know how to cope up with that. They really, they are so much distracted. First, you need to understand that what are the points. Maybe they don't understand themselves, maybe they have any other issue. There are plenty of the things which children are having in themselves. It is, before it was only marks, about the reputation. Now there is so much about a good mobile phone. They are feel low because they don't have a good gadget in their hands, right? So first you need to analyze where are they lagging. Maybe then you need to think how to do that. It could be a possibility. You can also, in many a times, maybe child is really feels challenging, in some point. You need to include the parents as well. First understand, then it's easy to make any strategy with the child, with along with your students. I hope, ma'am, this will help you.
Definitely, ma'am. Uh, One more question, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All these are practically practiced daily. Yet, what should we do if we do not get any result? Either end of the day or end of the week or end of the
Okay.
month.
Then okay. If we should give time to the children. Okay, we it should not be, once in a well, it should not be changed in a week or in a month. If still, you need to keep encouraging them, right? And still if you don't feel any development, I think then you need to change your strategy with the student. Then you need to think where, again I said, teachers should understand what's about the students need. If something is not developing in them, we need to understand their needs. Maybe they are not able to understand, maybe they are not able to relate with them. Relation is very important, you know maybe you need to understand. Maybe every classroom has their own decorum. Children are talking, gossiping something, as I said, many of the students are talking about Korean programs and all. They need to relate. They need to relate with something. If they are not relating, they will not do. This is today's generation. They need to be related with that topic. So I can only say you need to change few strategies and understand your students need. Then maybe it can you it can they can develop the desired outcome.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the reply. There is one more interesting question
Yes.
from Neha Malik, ma'am. How can we make nursery children or kids or
Hmm.
students as responsible citizens?
Yes, why not? That, as I said, na, I'm not saying you need to teach them whole our that government laws and all. No, you don't need to teach them. Start with classroom activities, small. Okay, for example, if some activity is happening, please help your teach students. If something is struggling, you know help them. Can you keep this? Can you please help me to clean the classroom? Make them, in India we feel so much bad when we say children to help to clean in the classroom, right? It is like that, but it is a very responsible activity, I can say. It's a way to, to make them aware that our environment should be neat and clean, and we are responsible for that, not any other person. So start with small activity and according to their age group. It should not be very high, which again I said relation should be there with the students. So this is what I can say for I never taught nursery children, but I can say that maybe this can work out.
Definitely, ma'am. Uh, I think we can take up one more question, ma'am. We have less than a minute's
Yes.
time.
Yes.
For teenage students,
Hmm.
even though we ask them to follow the rules and all, but they don't do it. They don't do it. So, what are your suggestions for this, ma'am? One of the teachers is asking.
This is a very common thing I can see in every school. It is not only in your school, it's everywhere. As I said, na, because they are different 21st century children, right? They have their own things, and we need to, as I said, na, relation should be there. If they are not following the rules, let them know it is for them. If they will not follow, they will lag behind, or maybe any kind of, I don't know what the exactly things are happening in your school, but they need to understand it is for them. They will become responsible. They will learn how to be respecting others. They will learn how to to be more self-loving person, right? And respecting their own culture, respecting their own country, putting their country on first. It is good for them. It is not good for anyone. They should know they are not doing for us, they are doing for themselves. They should know that they are big enough to understand good and bad. So
Uh,
please tell
yes,
them it is only valuable for them, not for anyone.
yes, ma'am, definitely. Thank you, Miss Shubhangi, ma'am, for a very engaging and informative session for our community of teachers. That too for a special 200th webinar session. You have given us a very informative and excellent session, ma'am. I'm sure that our teachers have got a lot
Yes,
and
ma'am.
lot of
It's my
tons
pleasure
of
to be here.
takeaway
Thank you so much.
information. Yeah, thank you so much, all the participants, for engaging with us today is for on the special webinars day.
Yes.
To register for more such upcoming webinars, please visit my center. Thank you once again, ma'am.